Hey, this is Corey Marks, and you're listening to Rock On Radio.
Hello,
Hello.
Producer Claire.
Howdy.
We are here at the two-track studios of Deco Entertainment for yet another riveting week
Yes.
of Rock On Radio.
Yes, it is.
And tonight we have a night of new music, coincidences. He's laughing already. Coincidences and phone calls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be hearing from Sean Chambers, who has a show coming up at the Lizzie Rose Music Room
Nice.
on May 23rd. And we'll be hearing from a special guest caller
Ah, the mystery caller. Dun, dun, dun.
who is involved with the two gentlemen we have in studio this evening
Without
as well.
even knowing it.
I know the suspense is driving all two of our listeners wild. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. Rock On Radio is brought to you by Phoenix Art Supply and Framing, located on Route 611, otherwise known as Southeastern Road, in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Which, speaking of which,
Speaking of Doylestown,
the Doylestown Music Fest,
definitely go.
which is from June 1st to the 8th.
Yes.
June 7th, we will be emceeing the Rock the Block, which starts at noon,
Yes, we will.
where they're closing down an entire block for music
Just for us.
all day. But there is music all week for the Doylestown Music
Yeah.
Fest.
Every location, people, all different bands, all different time frames.
Hey, I have not heard from our friend who was in here several weeks ago, Heather Ransom, about who won the Rock On Radio prize pack
Ah,
at the, what the heck was that thing called?
the May 4th
The May 4th event. Yeah, but
Yes.
it was
trivia.
some sort of trivia, in-your-face trivia or something. I don't know what it was, something like that. Anyway, so I don't know who, if anyone, won the prize pack. But our friends down the road here at WDVR kind of jumped on the old
Co-hosting?
win a co-host spot.
Well-
That's all they gave away, though.
Well, it's cheap, so
Yeah, right? It's
it
free.
doesn't cost them anything.
But, yeah, so we have whoever, they gave away two different prizes, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
So, and once again, it's June 1st to the 8th, and we will be on the main stage of the Rock the Block June 7th.
At
First
noon.
band goes on at noon,
Very cool.
which means we should show up prior to that.
If we're lucky,
Don't you think?
I would think.
Correct. O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey. The official caterers of Rock On Radio. They are located on Route 537, otherwise known as Monmouth Road in East Hampton, Mount Holly.
Beautiful place.
Lillipie's of Princeton, 301 North Harrison Street, inside the Princeton Shopping Center. They are the official bakery of Rock On Radio. Jen makes lots of beautiful hand grenades of happiness, and we eat them until we explode. And you heard Gretchen last week lament the beauty of Lillipie's. Did you
Yes.
not?
She
Are you
lo-
disturbed over there?
I'm trying to log in, and it's asking me to read characters I can't understand what they are. So I was a little distracted. Sorry.
I think she lamented her decision, Gretchen, to have like 400 Lillipies herself. That's what I'm saying.
She went. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But she espoused her love for Lillipies. How's
Yes.
that for a bigger word?
Are you pontificating?
That's right. I am pontificating. Speaking of which, we have a new pontiff. And the best meme I saw about this guy was a picture of the Blues Brothers, and all it said was, "Never before has this line been so appropriate." And at the bottom it said, "We're on a mission from God." True story. See that? That's his name, Leo.
That's what they say.
Pope Leo the 14th.
That's it.
So there were 13 others?
Yes.
Wonder why he chose Leo.
Well, he'll tell you. He has a whole thing out there.
He'll tell me?
Yes.
Are we getting a call from him tonight, too?
Just Google it.
Matter of fact, you are the religious advisor of this program.
Get him on the phone.
Yeah. Reach out to...
I'll try.
Yeah. Hey. Hello, I'd like to talk to Pope Leo the 14th. Yeah, you've reached the Vatican cannot. The Vatican not. That's what you've reached. All right. I never liked him anyway. So,
oh my gosh.
Where are we going next? Oh, yeah. Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation. Go to jsjbf.org and see what they're up to. I can't wait to hear from the Blind Squirrel and Zemla, the Zemlarian, about their most recent trip with Reverend...
yes, from the Till.
Yeah, Emmett Till's cousin.
Right.
Yeah, and they were invited to go with him. I think, did they wind up going to Washington also? I'm not sure. But either way.
I think it was just down there.
Just down there in Clarksdale. And can't wait to hear from them. But go to jsjbf.org and see what the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation can do for you.
The Delta Till site with Reverend Wheeler Parker.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yes, thank you.
He received an honorary doctorate from Cleveland State. So they were invited to attend and also tour the Delta Till sites.
Oh, there you go. With Chili Billy?
With a group he's bringing from Chicago. I don't know.
Pope.
Would you stop? Hurry up. You got other things going on. Hurry up.
These two are just laughing. They're laughing at you. And your domination of the Iron Fist.
You asked. I have the information.
All right.
You're
excellent.
Not obviously
That's why you're the best producer
this side of
on the planet.
Sauerland.
Correct. Dee Dee's Lights. Dee Dee is the official chandler of Rock On Radio. She manufactures all of our candles, which WDVR went in the prize pack that I gave to Heather for Doylestown Music Fest. Mm-hmm. They need their own candles.
Okay.
Tell them.
That's right.
So, yeah, Dee Dee, go to Dee Dee's Lights on social media. As her website is not complete, but go there and you can see all the incredible candles that she makes. We have two different fragrances. We have sandalwood and whatever the new one is. I can't remember what the name of it is. But you like that one.
I did. I can't remember either.
Excellent. So,
not right now, anyway.
Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com. Check out all of the incredible, crazy, wild, fun socks that our friend Tina sells. Use the promo code DCRSOCKS at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your entire order at Sinister Footwear, sinisterfw.com. Asbury Park Vibes. Guess what? Diane texted me this morning because we have mutual friends, and the one gentleman just had a couple of back surgeries. I was unaware of that, and she asked if I had spoken to him, and I was like, no. So now I have to reach out to him. But we do wish Jack, he's a very big supporter of our program, actually.
Oh, good.
He was the one, I was laughing today, and you guys will get a kick out of this, because as I was doing my column for New Jersey Stage last week, I noticed that it's the time of year where a couple of the local establishments have these fundraising events with guest local celebrity bartenders. You know, to try to raise money like the Y or whatever. They have these things, right? Now, this friend Jack, when he was heavily involved with our former station, City of Angels, when they had brought Rockfest back after a 5-year absence,
right?
They had a rib contest. And I was writing for the Trentonian at the time. He called me up and he's like, hey, He said, I want you to enter the rib contest. I'm like, well, Jack, I really, my grill is incredibly heavy. and, and I am not going to lug it out there to, Mercer County Park. I said, why do you want me? You want me to be a judge, you mean? Or why do you want me in this rib contest? And here's where it gets hilariously funny. And he was serious when he said this. He says, well, you're a local celebrity. See, even you laugh. I understand why. And I laughed. And he's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, you're serious. He said, I'm serious. I said, oh, and why am I a local celebrity? He said, well, you write for the newspaper and you have a couple of radio shows and I was like, well, yeah, I guess they don't come any more local than me because nobody out of the area probably has heard of me. And he says, he goes, well, I need you in this contest because I think it'll help. So I entered the rib contest.
Look at that.
And the judges were like various people from other newspapers and an Olympic gold medalist and so on and so forth.
Ooh.
That's the one and only rib contest I've ever entered. I entered it twice. The first time I won outright. The second time I got runner-up. So there you go. I have not entered a rib contest since. But, Jack, feel better if you're listening to this.
Nice.
Asbury Park Vibes. That's right. AsburyParkVibes.com, where the aforementioned Diane and Doug have a fantastic product. They have 15 photographers on staff. They do a podcast. They have shows. Dave Vargo just had his 5th anniversary Two for Tuesday show there. They do press releases, bios, headshots, things that local bands do or realtors, businesses may or may not want, but AsburyParkVibes.com. NewJerseyStage.com, where my column, Rock On, This Week's Soundbite, publishes every Thursday. This past Thursday, it was on Mr. Corey Marks, a Canadian country singer, who was on tour. He played the Stone Pony back in April with a rock band called Dorothy.
Okay. It's no place like home.
See that? Correct. But, yeah, and this program airs on NewJerseyStage.com underneath the tab, The Penguin Rocks, which is underneath their radio show tabs, just like it does here at Deco Entertainment, DecoEntertainment.com. I love the 2-track studios of Deco Entertainment.
It's amazing.
I'm telling you.
I love Bruce.
Right? Let's see. Ooh. Tyndall Road Brewery. Tyndall Road, located at 102 Farnsworth Avenue in Bordentown, New Jersey. I still have not gotten over there to sacrifice any more of my liver.
Oh gosh! Can you afford to sacrifice any more?
Apparently not. No longer can I sacrifice a lot of my liver because, like myself, I have fatty liver disease. Supposedly. Supposedly that's why I'm
that
fat.
Happened.
Certain people drive me to drink.
Aw, nah, not me.
Who? I didn't.
I just said
You
it.
notice how she automatically just said, "Oh, not me."
I just said it. Just want to clear the air. It's not me.
Clear the air.
That's me.
And I think that's it, right? We miss anybody, Claire?
Really wasn't paying attention.
After I give her praise for the best producer. Oh, yeah. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, and the Jersey Fest has been postponed till September.
Yes. And Jersey Fest, which was supposedly this past weekend, like yesterday,
Yep.
is postponed until September. I have not spoken to Mike. I do not know why.
Right. Well, that's okay. But he posted out there. Just keep an eye out for the new.
So we'll find
updated.
out. Yeah. And the tickets, if you bought tickets for May 17th, they will be honored for the date in September, or you can get a refund, and that's all going to be. All that information will be out there soonly.
Yes. And also, June 27th, Big A, coming. to the Lauren K. Woods Theater at Monmouth University.
That's right. Big A, I was cleaning fish. Charade will be at the Lauren K. Woods Theater on Monmouth University. Go to the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation site, jsjbf.org, and see how you can purchase tickets or attend the event. How can they find out about us, Claire?
They go to dcror.com, which is the short link for Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com.
Beautiful. Fantastic. All right. Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2. That would be the number 2. And Instagram is at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. So we've got some time before our first phone call is due, so we're going to introduce our guests right now. Is that all right with you there, producer extraordinaire?
If it wasn't, would that matter?
Producer extraordinaire. So we have Tom and Will of Never the Name. Yay!
Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Could you tell the shock and awe in my voice when you reached out to me? I'm like, wow, you've been here already and you still want to come back?
He actually did say that. That's not a joke. He really did. He's like, you've been
always
here.
says that.
You want to
come back?
Like
Will
on
is a
purpose?
repeat offender.
You're asking to attend? Wow. Do I owe you money or something?
No, that just means I just like you that much. Or maybe it's just Claire.
Probably Claire. Probably Claire.
It's
yeah.
me.
Yeah, of course it is. So you got some stuff happening, man. What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, usually when I see you, I'm here for another project. But, now we had Never the Name, a project where I actually front for once. And I'm here with my good friend Tom Bryant, who is the guitarist for Never the Name. And he is an amazing musician. And that's why I love him so much.
Well, thank you, good sir. The feeling is mutual.
Now, we were kind of, before we went on air, Tom and I were talking. It's been so long since you've been here.
Nearly a decade.
Gosh.
Nearly.
Wow.
Time flies, man.
That's so much fun he was having.
I can't believe it.
It's true.
The time flies when you're having rum, too. So,
Does it, or do you just lose track of it?
I feel like that should be on a T-shirt with
more
like
like
a
it.
pirate.
correct. So wow. So it's been that long since you've been here,
Yep.
Tom. We were talking. You were here with Monmouth Music when my friend Mario owned Monmouth Music, and we were there for the One More YouTube show. You were there with Taylor Tote.
That's right. And my buddy Nick Ryan.
And, oh, that's right. And Nick was there too.
One more. Like
Nick came on after
one more
that,
with
too.
Brian Anderson.
Maybe.
I was the original One More. Brian
Yes.
took over from me.
Okay.
Yeah, for the first year.
He said, I am the OG. Get it right.
That's right. No, I was I was asked to start that show
Oh, okay.
by a gentleman named Matt Smith at the Carousel,
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
whatever. And
Carousel, whatever.
the heck's the name of that Carousel Arts or something is the
Yeah,
name
Carousel
of the
Arts,
production
Something
company.
to that effect.
So we did that, and we needed a location, and my friend Mario owned Monmouth Music at the time in Red Bank, and he's like, you can use my back room. So
Yep.
we used to set up there and do the YouTube show. And then we had some creative differences, we'll say,
Those.
and Brian took over.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I wish him well. I had no problem with Brian. I like Brian.
He's
him
a
and
great
I talked
guy.
about it. Yep. So, matter of fact, Brian was very helpful to me when we had our 10th anniversary party at the Asbury Hotel
Oh, yeah.
for this program. So now you've got Never the Name,
That I do.
which I believe the last time you were in here or you called, we talked about why it's called Never the Name.
Correct.
And for the life of me, Will,
Can't
I have
remember
no
why.
idea.
Maybe it was because the rum caused the time to get
That
lost.
could be. Could be.
There's a lot
So
missing there.
the reasoning behind the band being called Never the Name was my logic was It's really about the music. So if you like the music, it's never the name of the band that matters.
Ah, that makes
So
sense.
that's where
yeah.
it comes from. I hope you remember the name, but it's not the point.
It's
All right,
like
so-
9 Inch Nails. It's like NT.
NTN, correct. Maybe some people will get it confused and more people will follow
That's
us.
right.
Never underscore the underscore name, by the way. You can follow us.
Wait, I am a bit shocked.
Shocked.
You are not.
I am so
You are
that you knew who 9 Inch Nails were.
I don't live it completely under a rock. I just don't like Led Zeppelin.
Interesting. Okay.
Just saying. I didn't say I like 9 Inch Nails.
She said, but I know who they are.
I have kids, so, you know.
Your kids, you let them listen to 9 Inch Nails, but you won't let them
No.
listen to Led Zeppelin?
No, I didn't say that either. I like the logo, that's all. It's like the Monster drink. They said Monster drink actually took it from 9 Inch Nails, and so did Kia, so.
Wow.
Things you learn on
Yeah,
Rock
the things
On
you
Radio.
Didn't
learn.
realize that. Wow.
Okay, so this project now, is this project in addition to the other band, or is
This project is in addition to
the other band? Right?
several other bands that
Several
I'm
other
in.
bands. All right, well, who else are you?
Well, last time I was here with Name-Hanson Band, which
Right.
I have been the longtime bass player for feels like forever. I've been with Brian. And I'm also the bassist for the Extensions, which has Brian Erickson.
Yeah.
And then I am the bassist for Matt Cook. So
Oh,
I
no
just-
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We love
I
Matt. We
haven't
used to
seen
get him
Matt.
back.
I haven't seen a gig from Matt Cook in forever.
Yeah, neither do we.
Neither do we.
Oh, are you playing with him as well?
Tom is in that
That's
band,
how
too.
I met Will. Actually, was through Matt Cook.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
You never the name is literally me taking one member from each of the other bands.
Really?
Who'd you take
Seriously.
from the
Nice.
Extensions?
Lisa Lovell.
Oh, no kidding. She playing keys for
She
you?
plays keys for the,
Oh.
and then after our original drummer left, the drummer who stepped in for Name-Hanson Band was Joshua Van Ness.
That's
So I
right.
literally just took
Yeah.
one person from each band. I didn't go that far.
That is good, though.
It's a matter of convenience. I just go with what works.
Where you going, Will? I'm going shopping. Where?
In the bands I'm in. What do you think? I'm going to put in effort?
Picking and choosing. You, yes. You know. You, yes. So, well, you're here because you have is it an EP or a full-length CD? What do you have going on?
Well, technically it's full length because what is it? Anything over 5 tracks or something, whatever the standard is, and it's 7 tracks. So I made the cutoff.
That's full-length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's full length, which comes out on the 21st. So very soon. You guys can
Soonly.
check it out. Soonly.
And what's the title?
The title of the album is Millennial Boomer Consumer.
But it's never in the name.
It's never the name.
Never the name. Nice. Millennial Boomer Consumer.
Correct.
Wow.
Now, will it be on CD or for the boomers, or will it
Well,
be-
the boomers, I have not put any effort into putting it on the medium known as compact disc as of yet, but it will be on the streams.
Just downloads.
Nice.
For the millennial boomers.
for the millennials? That's right. For the millennial consumers.
They're correct. The millennial
Correct.
consumers.
When I sit back and I think about all of the forms of media that I've seen in my lifetime, of which I have every version in my house right now. I have a 1910 and a 1915 RCA Victrola
Wow.
with 78 records.
You got brand new.
I bought them brand new in 1910. Yes.
Yes.
And
At the age of 21.
you had to be to purchase them. The serial number on my money was like 1. So I went to. So I have that. I have my stereo. I have cassette decks. I had an 8-track player. Now I had an 8-track player. and I had a bunch of 8-tracks. And I had some really good 8-tracks. I had like Iron Butterfly, Inagata Devita, Jimi Hendrix Experience,
All
Are You
right,
Experienced? I had Zeppelin. I had all this great stuff on 8-track. And when I moved from my very first house to my second one, I found the taste, but I couldn't find the player. And I'm looking all over, and I figured, oh, well, I can't find the player. So I donated the 8-tracks to a friend of mine. And he's like, oh, you want something for this? People pay decent money for these. I said, for what? There's nothing to play it on. If you can make money, take them. Within 3 days, I found the player. Accidentally.
Wow.
I'm like,
Accidentally.
No.
yeah, I opened up a copy paper box, and it was on the bottom underneath a couple of different other things.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
Gotta have more patience.
Right? But I have a cassette deck. I have CDs. I have a CD player. I have thumb drives. Of course, we have the computer with the downloads.
That's it.
It's like, what are they going to come out with next?
You stream it directly into your brain.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The chip.
It's kind of scary.
The chip.
The chip.
That'll be next.
Oof, that's scary. I hope I'm dead.
Oh my, that escalated quickly, Claire.
She went there pretty fast.
She went there fast. 0 to 100.
Scary.
Well,
0
it
to
wasn't.
100.
It wasn't. At least it wasn't me. She
At least it wasn't. Well, yeah, she
kept it to herself.
Danny could be dead. Like, wait a minute.
Well, it's
That's
scary.
only because she needs a ride home tonight.
That's true.
So
I do need a ride home.
correct. So you're streaming it only. Now, is there a release party in the works for?
Yes, there is a very slowly forming plan for a release show. We're still kind of learning the songs in that sense and tightening them up and trying to coordinate everybody because, I'm in a bunch of projects that are busy. Tom is really kind of kicking into gear with some stuff that he's been doing lately. I'm in the extensions with Lisa, so she's pretty much busy anytime I'm busy. And then Joshua Van Ness is in 75 different bands.
Yes, it's true.
Which is funny when you
No exaggeration.
mention Josh. I'm thinking to myself, he's been awful quiet lately.
No.
Because he's too busy.
He's
Yeah,
too
that's
busy.
Who did I talk to the other day? I talked to, oh gosh, I forget his name, but I interviewed him.
Oh, that's a good sign.
No, from the Ocean Avenue Stompers, or the As. Oh,
There's your picture. There's your photo.
There's your
I
call.
see that. There we go. We'll have to
Hey.
put that question on hold. Hello, Mr. Brian. Welcome to Rock on Radio, sir.
I did not know that you had Will Blakey and Tom Bryant in the studio today. We were at rehearsal yesterday, and he goes, I'm on a radio show tomorrow. I said, yeah, me too. He said, which one? And we started laughing.
Is there any other one to be on?
This is the radio show to do.
Exactly. You're fighting over us.
Now, that's funny because I figured you wanted to call in tonight because you knew he was going to be on.
The stars just aligned this way, I guess.
See?
Nice. I like when that
There you go.
happens.
That's what we're all about here at Rock on Radio. Alignment.
The alignment
I
of the
like that.
stars.
That's right.
Well,
Awesome.
Mr. Hanson, of course, you or should I let Will explain the connection there?
Well, I'll let Will explain the connection since he's your guest for tonight.
The connection is that we sometimes hang out together and we play stringed instruments, and sometimes people record that and it comes out on
Yes.
the compact discs we spoke of. But it also comes out streaming into the brain, which Claire hopes she's dead for. And it also
That's true.
and the latest album is even on that wax press thing known as vinyl.
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 Yes, I have that too. I've got plenty of that.
And that is
Yes.
the Brian Hanson Band.
The Brian Hanson
the
Band.
one.
Fantastic. Boy, you were really paying attention. You're better than me.
Amazing.
I'm sorry, who's on the phone again?
It might be
Will
Brian
Zager.
Hanson.
Brian Hanson is on the phone. Now, you're calling because you have a kind of an
A show without Will.
Yeah, a show without Will. And
It happens.
It's actually an accidental project of sorts, right?
Yes. So in March, I performed OK Computer. with a group of really talented musicians for my birthday at Pattenberg House.
Quick side note,
And
tell them who the
it
drummer was.
Yeah, the drummer was pretty awesome. Joshua Van Ness on the drums.
You don't say.
I told you.
The people's drummer.
The
Yeah.
people's drummer.
It's got Joe Cerati on guitar, Wayne Lyle on bass, Julia Kirk on vocals, Megan Chappius on vocals and keys. And during the show in March, we had Will's son Alan come up and play his first show at the age of 21. He came up and did a couple tunes. So we had the opportunity to do it again, which is coming up Wednesday, May 21st at Homestead Bar and Kitchen in Morristown from 8 to 11. So we're doing 3 sets of Radiohead, the entire OK Computer record, and then songs from the rest of the albums. So it's a passion project, and it's really exciting to have this side project with all the other things we have going on.
Okay. So is this, I'm assuming if he was still around to tell us, this would be Lemmy approved?
Who's Lemmy?
Lenny approved?
Lemmy.
Who's Lemmy?
Oh.
Who's Lemmy?
Wasn't Lemmy the bassist for Radiohead?
I do not believe that, but okay.
No, who was he the bass
Motorhead,
player for?
I believe.
Motorhead.
Motorhead.
You're
Forget
thinking
Lemmy.
Motorhead.
Forget Lemmy. Radiohead, Motorhead.
Yeah, I was trying to see if he was gonna catch that, but Tom was like, "No, we're just gonna fix this. It's Motorhead."
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Motorhead,
the-
Radiohead.
Took me a few
The
seconds. but
bassist of Radiohead is Colin Greenwood. So
Yeah. Wait till
clarify
Lemmy
that.
finds out about that.
Yeah, wait till Lemmy finds out about
Even though
this.
he's dead, he'll haunt him.
Wait till he finds out.
I was going in a different direction there. I've done that before.
Many
I've
times.
done that before. That's my bad there. I
usually
deeply
straight
apologize, Mr.
Oh,
Hanson.
it's all good. It's all good.
And I have to, because because as you were saying that, I used to write for a magazine called The Rock Rag, which was based out of Los Angeles. I was their sole East Coast writer, and we had a photographer on the East Coast. I mean, I'm here in New Jersey. She was in Florida. So it made covering shows on the East Coast kind of
I
difficult.
was wondering how that worked.
So
Meet in the middle.
to this day, I've never met her. She would just. But anyway, so
Yeah.
my editor lived in L.A., actually Burbank, and she'd be like, "Dude, you got to fly out, man. We'll hang out for a week. We'll go have lunch with Lemmy." I'm like, "Have lunch with Lemmy?" She's like, "Yeah, I go She goes at least twice a week. He hangs out at this little cafe. We go, we have lunch, we talk music. Lemmy don't care. He talks to anybody." I'm like, "So what are you saying, Kim? You'll talk to me because I'm anybody?" What? Yeah. So that's where I was going with Lemmy.
I
So
see.
my bad there.
Oh, it's okay.
So is this a one-off project, or is this something you're
Well,
going
at
to
the
continue?
moment- At the moment, it's a 2-off, but I think that here's the thing. I thought it was a 1-off, and then the night this show happened, we had 130 people show up to Pattenberg House, which, if you know the room, that's a lot of people in there.
Oh.
Some people traveled 2 hours to go to the show. There were people that brought their kids, and they said, "We never thought we'd have the opportunity to see Radiohead perform. This was amazing." So very quickly, it was like, we should do this. It should be a thing, So it went from, let's do this, it would be cool to celebrate my birthday this way, to, I have a band that does Radiohead songs for 3 hours, which is pretty awesome. I do really love these albums and these songs. And so I think after the performance on May 21st, we're definitely going to periodically do this. We're definitely doing it again in the fall, so it's going to come back around again.
Excellent. So how do we get tickets to see this May 21st?
Sure. So you could get tickets through our Facebook or Instagram. Will help me out. It's Brian with a
Y
Hanson with a
E
and Band with a
A.
Yes, Brian Hanson Band on Facebook and Instagram. You can get tickets there, or you can get them at the door. So I hope you're able to make it, because we've put together an amazing performance, and we have a really talented visual artist named KP who is doing custom designs for the songs that we're doing. So it's amazing production. the music is going to be great, and we're looking forward to it.
What do you mean, define custom designs?
So she improvises designs. Like she has some sort of a program that while the band is playing, she's able to like morph certain type of psychedelic type of abstract art. And she's really talented at it. So we've been meeting with her and talking about the vision for the show and visual selections per song. And so she's going to be doing this while we're performing at the same time on a giant screen behind us.
Oh, cool.
Oh, fantastic. So how long is the show? Are you doing a full 3-hour thing, or what are you doing?
Yes.
Wow.
So we've got 3 sets. The first set is Julia Kirk's trio. They're doing all Radiohead tunes, so that's the first one. The second set is OK Computer, and then the third set is tunes from the other records. So we're doing songs from In Rainbows, The Bends, Pablo Honey, Hail to the Thief. So some deep cuts if you love Radiohead, and like the hits from the radio as well. So there's a good mix of songs.
Wow, 3 hours. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope Lemmy can stay awake.
Exactly.
I didn't realize you were that big a Radiohead fan there, sir.
Yeah, man. I do love myself some Tom York. So.
Hey, now, is there a Facebook page, or have you put any kind of social media?
We haven't added anything new because this is a baby for us right now. So it's in its beginning stages. But as it grows, I think we might go that direction. At the moment, it's just a lineup of really people that I love performing with, and coming together to do this project, which again was going to be just something fun I did for my birthday and then turned into this thing. So definitely down the pipeline as it grows, but not at the moment.
Okay. And how can they find out or purchase tickets again to this?
So if you go to our Facebook or Instagram, Brian Hanson Band, Brian with a Y, Hanson with an E, and Will Band with a
Hey.
We've been doing that since 2012, and yes, it has gotten old.
That's all right. I have 2. Don't worry about it, Brian. I've gotten
Really old.
I got very old. And that again is May 21st. So it's coming up this week.
Wednesday, May 21st. Yep, this week.
Fantastic. I love it. What time does
Awesome.
the show start?
We're starting at 8:00.
And where is it again?
This is at Homestead Bar and Kitchen in Morristown, New Jersey, off of DeHart Street, right next to the Laundromat Bar.
Okay. And that's Morristown, Morris.
Correct.
TOWN.
Right.
Yes.
Not Moorestown, which is in South Jersey, but Morristown,
Right.
which is in Northwest New Jersey.
Right. Correct.
Because you know in your
I may not know Lemmy, but I know my geography. Radiohead, Motorhead, it's all head.
That's correct. Bush had a song called Machine Head.
That's right. Deep Purple, Machine Head. That's right.
It'd kind of be hilarious if we closed with like the Ace of Spades or something like that after this conversation.
Why not? Dedicated to me, man. That's what you
I
need
will.
to do.
I will, Danny. All right, guys. Thanks so much for having me on.
All right, Mr. Brian, thank you so much.
TTF.
And again,
Thank
May
you.
21st at 8:00. What time the doors open?
7.
7. All right.
Yep.
So you get there an hour ahead of time and get tuned up for.
Yep.
Is there a name for this project?
We're calling it OK Computer for now. So
Okay.
that's the record you're going to hear. Eventually, it's going to be. We're going to add the other albums. So it'll be, OK Computer and the Bends, or OK Computer and In Rainbow. So at the moment, that's the record we're focused on.
All right. Is there anything you want to say to Tom or Will, or any questions for them before I start the interview with them?
If you guys keep practicing, you're going to be really good. So every day, just for 20 minutes, turn your phone off and just, play your instrument. And,
that's
and
good
you
advice.
could do it.
I'm pretty sure that's
Real
what he
good
tells
advice.
his students.
You think? That was a teacher voice.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
All right, Brian, that's
All right.
that's fantastic. I may do that. I may shut everything off and pretend to be a real radio guy for 20 minutes every day.
Oh, please.
All right.
All right, won't even take that long. All right, man. Rock on, my
All right.
friend.
Thanks, guys.
Rock
Rock
on.
on radio.
Rock
Thanks,
on.
guys.
There you go, Brian Hanson of the Brian Hanson Band, and his show, the Radiohead Show, which does not feature Lemmy. Okay.
Let me at him.
Lemmy, my
boy.
man. I never got to have lunch with Lemmy. I never made it out there. No, he died shortly after she proposed that.
Wow.
You probably heard I was coming. I can't handle this.
So that's enough of that.
But yeah. So this is Rock on Radio. We are here with Will and Tom from Never the Name. And so we are expecting another call shortly. So I don't want to get into music right now. But you're putting 7 songs on this disc, which is called,
Millennial Boomer Consumer.
okay. And how many do you have? How many have you written?
How many songs?
Songs, yeah. That you put 7. I mean, obviously you got at least 7.
Yes.
Are you one of these guys who has 7
Oh.
now and has like 22 more in the tank?
That would, yes. Tom is already nodding his head.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, 20-something is an understatement, but yes. I am one of those people. I just write constantly.
Okay. Well, you were talking earlier about the extensions and Brian, of course, Brian Hanson Band, and now you have your own thing.
Yep.
Do you find it difficult to slide in and out of each project?
No.
And how do you not bring your own stuff to the band? How do you sit down and say, I like this song, but I'm not giving it to the extensions because I don't think it's this, or, forget Brian. I'm not giving this to him either. He's got his Radio Motorhead project going on with Lemmy. I ain't doing this. So I mean, how do you decide what stays Never the Name and
So that's funny. His Radio Motorheads.
May 21st in
May
Morristown, New Jersey.
21st, the same day Millennial Boomer Consumer comes out.
Whoa!
So
little conflict
just
of
a few
interest.
more days, So the way that's decided is, for starters, Never the Name. Oh, there's your call.
Yep, here's our call.
Answer
Let's
the
hold on
call.
to that for 1 second. Hello, Sean Chambers. Welcome to Rock on Radio once again, sir.
All right, Danny, how you doing?
All right, buddy. How you been?
I'm good, man. It's getting a little warm here in Florida, but other than that, everything's good.
Excellent. It's actually been pretty warm here in Jersey, too.
Has it really?
Yeah, it was in
Wet.
the 80s. We had a lot of rain today, though. A lot of rain.
Yeah, we got a lot of. We've actually had the longest drought in 24 years, and then last 2 days it's rained like crazy. But
It's true.
we're not expecting any more rain for like 3 weeks. But
I drove through that in Orlando.
it's just crazy here in Florida how like we go from hurricane season, and there's 12 feet of water, and houses are getting flooded, and businesses go out of everything gets flooded, and then a few months later there's a drought. The biggest drought in 24 years.
Yep, go figure, right? Well,
Yeah.
before I go any further and we get to the reason for your call, say hello to my producer, Claire,
Howdy.
Hey,
and
Claire, how you doing?
my in-studio guests, Will and Tom of Never the Name.
How's it hanging, you guys?
Hey, okay.
Hello.
What the hell are you?
We just had a deep discussion about Lemmy, Sean. It was
About who?
Don't even ask him.
I gotta know now. What we talking about?
let's just put it this way: I was so off on this one. a caller just called. He's doing a Radiohead tribute, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's Lemmy got to say about that?" And I'm like,
Oh,
"Wait, that's Motorhead."
Yeah, okay, yeah, Motorhead.
So
yeah.
I was never mind.
Touched in the head.
But I can tell you this, Sean, I'm not embarrassed.
We all have those senior moments every once in a while.
Ah,
True that.
see, he knows me. So you are.
I have them.
Well, as just as a quick background, Sean Chambers you just put out a brand new live blues album or a music album from called Live from Daryl's House, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And you were Hubert Sumlin's guitar player for a while, and you're currently on tour with the Savoy Brown rhythm section. So you got a lot of good things happening, and one of those will be at the Lizzie Rose Music Room in Tuckerton on May 23rd.
Absolutely, man. We played there last year, and
So
what a great intimate, music room. I mean, I can't say enough about the Lizzie Rose Music Room. It's just a very attentive crowd. Not a huge place, but everybody's there for the same reason, to hear the music. It's not like a social gathering where people are on their phones or eating chicken wings while you're playing, and it's a really nice little room. We're looking forward to returning on the 23rd, like you mentioned.
Watching the Super Bowl, that kind of thing. I get it, man.
Yeah.
I know. Believe me. Matter of fact, Claire and I were there several weeks ago to see Bees Deluxe and Twisted Living.
Oh,
And-
nice.
And we wound up, because we got there a little late, we wound up sitting in some of those reserved seats right in the front row.
Right.
And somebody tried to walk off stage, and in order for them to get out that side door right there next to the stage, I had to actually tuck my feet under the chair.
Oh yeah. It's tight quarters in there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so small. But
They're doing great things. They're bringing a bunch of great bands into that little venue they have there. It's pretty amazing with the acts that are playing there.
right, of which you guys are one. So tell us what's going to happen at the Lizzie Rose.
Well, we're going to be playing songs, from the live album, obviously, which we're touring behind, and and the live album consists basically of previous songs from some of my old studio albums, and since I'm playing with the Savoy guys, Pat DeSalvo and Garnett Grimm, we do a handful of Savoy Brown songs. We do a few select cover songs, and we kind of feel the crowd out and just kind of play the room and try to give the people an entertaining night and a good show.
Yeah, and at the Lizzie Rose, everybody is up close and personal.
Exactly. That's
That
just
is for sure.
Another word of
you
sitting on
summed
each
it
other's
up. They're
laps.
right there with their ears wide open, and they're all eyes on the band, which is cool. I love it. Sometimes shows like that are more fun for me to play than big festivals. It's just it's more of an intimate setting.
Yep, very true. But kind of ironic, though, because you kind of, excuse me, you kind of met Kim Simmons at a larger festival, didn't you?
Yeah, I originally met Kim and the guys from Savoy, Pat and Garnett, back in 2019 in Newton, Iowa, and we played a festival called the Bowl Full of Blues Festival in Newton, Iowa, and we had actually played before Savoy Brown. They were getting ready to go on, and I don't know, 30, 40 minutes after we played. So I was at the merch table, and my wife was there. She travels with us periodically and takes care of merch and stuff. And so I was there, doing a meet and greet and sign-ins and stuff. And a guy taps me on the shoulder, and he goes, "Hey, are you Sean?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, I'm Pat DeSalvo, the bass player for Savoy Brown." I said, "Man, so nice to meet you. Thanks for introducing yourself. I can't wait to hear you guys." He said, "Well, Kim would like to meet you and stuff, and I'll take you back to meet him." And I dropped everything and I said, "Okay, let's go." And he said, No. He goes, "Just finish selling your merch, do what you're doing, and then I'll come back in about 10 minutes and we'll go backstage there." And I said, "Great, perfect." So 10 minutes went by, and then I flagged him down, and he took me backstage, and Kim was sitting in a chair by himself. And he said, "Hey, Kim, this is Sean. Sean, this is Kim." And we stood, and Kim stood up. We shook hands, and then there was a chair next to him, and I sat down. And then Pat, the bass player who introduced us, he left and shut the door. So it was just me and Kim. And we talked about, probably, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes before they took the stage. And to be honest, I was only, planning on staying for like half their set because we were on the road and we had to leave at like early the next morning to travel for about 6 hours and play a show the next night. So I thought I'd catch half the set and we'll take off. But they were so mesmerizing and just so amazing live, a three-piece, band. And there was this little staircase stage left that goes up to the stage, and I was like 3 or 4 steps up. I watched the whole show, and their 90-minute set was up before I even knew it. So I was there, for their whole set. And again, they killed it. They were just really, really, really amazing. And then, Kim was walking off the stage with 2 of his guitars after the show. And I said, "Here, let me carry the guitar for you." So he handed me one of his guitars, and then we went backstage again. And he was telling me about his guitars and stuff. And so I kind of remained friends with Kim and remained friends with Pat and Garnett. Pat and Garnett are both from Syracuse, New York, but Pat moved to Orlando, Florida. So shortly after that, he started like coming to my gigs and kind of hanging out. I'd let him sit in for a few tunes. I talked to Kim probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times on the phone, and we became friends, and we would talk about music and sports. He was really a big football fan, as am I. We talked about football and music and life in general, and at the time he had cancer, and well, not in 2019, but I think he first got his first diagnosis back in like early 2021, like shortly after, about a year and a half after we met. And make a long story short, I ended up on the same record label with Sally Brown, Quarter Valley Records.
Quarter Valley, right?
Yeah. So basically in October 2022, Kim was pretty sick, and he had neuropathy in his hand, so he couldn't really play guitar, but he could put on a slide and play slide and stuff. And there was some talk because they had some shows on the calendar. Sally Brown did, and they were considering having me front the band and sing, and Kim would sit there and play slide and even blow some harmonica. The guy said he can play harmonica, but that never came to fruition because he just got too sick. But so make a long story short, my band and I were going through a transition and making some changes. They were obviously, not working. Pat and Garnett with Savoy. And so I had a European tour in October of 2022. And I asked Pat and Garnett if they would do the tour with me, and they said they would love to. And so that was our first tour together, was 2022 over in Europe. And we got, like on our days off, they would call Kim and put him on speaker, and we would all talk for 20 or 30 minutes. And Kim gave us his blessings and said, "Man, I'm so glad you guys are playing together and keep the music going." And, he was in full support of what we were doing. And he intended on recovering, and we expected him to recover, And but unfortunately, 2 months later, on December 13th, that same year, 2022, he passed away. So Garnett and Pat and I have been playing together ever since, and
Right.
It's just we have a really good chemistry on stage, musically, but we also get along really, really, really good, off stage too, traveling together, which is important. We have a good chemistry on and off stage. So it's a thrill to play with these guys because they keep me on my toes, man. They push me, rather than me trying to get my band to keep up, or, I always feel blessed because I always feel like I've had good bands, but these guys push me to to do better, and it's just it's really cool. I'm really digging it and enjoying it playing with them.
I don't know Garnett, but I do know Pat a little bit. So how's he doing these days?
Pat's doing good, man. He's doing great. He's living, like I said, he relocated to Orlando a few years ago, and my wife and I live in Punta Gorda, Florida, which is southwest Florida. It's probably, I don't know, 25 minutes north of Fort Myers. And so him and I live about 3.5 hours apart, but he's doing great, man. He's an inspiration to me because he's got just such a positive attitude. And with the music business, it's harder now in the music business than it ever has been, really. And it can be a struggle at times. So we're trying to work smarter, not harder. Obviously.
Yeah, well, you're going to be working at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on May 23rd.
Yes, sir.
At what time's that show start, Sean? 7:30.
As far as I thought went on at 8:00, but I've seen some press that says it starts at 7:30. So I would just say 7:30 is the start time.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be delayed 15 or 20 minutes, but from what I've seen online and stuff, it says 7:30.
Doors at 7:30.
Yeah, well, the doors I think are at 7 actually, because we went to that show. It started at 7:30, right? Because is there an opening act for you, Sean, or no?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay, well then maybe it might be 7:30 doors and 8:00 show, but
Sounds
Yeah, from what I remember last time we played at 8:00.
So how can we find you, Sean? Websites, social media? What's the best way? What's the best way to get the new album?
Well, I mean, you can go to my website, SeanChambers.com, and that has all the tour dates and, relevant news and, stuff like that. But, I mean, the album is on all the, online sites like, Amazon and iTunes. And, of course, you can listen on Spotify and Pandora and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's online. It's for sale on Amazon, iTunes. You can go to my website and buy it from my merch store, So.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to get back to my in-studio guests, and I grabbed a tune off of Live from Daryl's House, or was it from or at?
From.
From, right? Okay, I was right the first
Yeah.
time. Unlike Lemmy. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Unlike Lemmy, I was correct this time.
It's all right. It's good that you got some people in there to keep you in line.
I got 3 of them here that have no problem with that. Sean.
You need it.
Yeah,
They know me, see?
it's all good, man. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate the coverage and plugging the album, and I really appreciate the work you're doing, and hope you keep it up, man. Keep up the great work.
Anytime I can help you out, my friend, I will. So please, just let me know.
Appreciate it, man.
And it's what, SeanChambers.com?
Yeah, SeanChambers.com. Yeah.
Okay. SEAN.
SEAN. Yeah. Exactly,
Chambers.com. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play. What did I send you?
I need your lovin'.
See, I picked an appropriate one, Sean. I need your lovin'.
There you go. That applies to a lot of people. So.
All right, Sean. Rock on, my friend.
All right, brother. Thanks, Danny, so much. I appreciate it, man.
You got it, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. And then we'll be back with Will and Tom of Never the Name.
I need your loving, I need your kissing too. I need your loving, I need your kissing too. Before I met you, baby, I was sad and blue. Sad and blue. Early in the morning, before the break of day. Early in the morning, before the break of day. I hold you closer, can't let you get away. I hold you closer, can't let you get away. never let you get away. I need your kissing too. I need your loving, I need your kissing too. Yes, I do. Before I met you, baby, I was sad and blue.
Sean Chambers, live from Daryl's house. He will be at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on May 23rd
I like it.
at 7:30 p.m. in Tuckerton, New Jersey. Check out Sean, who has the Savoy Brown Rhythm section. Those guys are fantastic. So that is 2 days after our guests, Never the Name, after their CD is released on May 21st.
Yes, sir.
And that is fantastic.
It's pretty fantastic.
Right. Well, go ahead. We were talking about
How I decide which songs go where.
how you decide which songs go where.
So I don't write any songs for the extensions, just because I have never tried to, I guess I could say, because, that's a very democratic band. For 5 people, that's very impressive. So that makes that one simple. I've just never tried to. For Brian Hanson Band, I write about half of the music for that band. But for Never the Name, it's usually the songs that I kind of gravitate towards on a personal sense. Those become the Never the Name songs, or songs that I wrote from my personal experiences, or experiences are drawn upon from the people closest to me. And I'm like, well, nobody else can tell those stories but me, so those become Never the Name songs. So that's kind of how you get the difference.
Excellent. Well, why don't we do some now?
We'll do some now.
You want to do something live, or do you want to go from...
Let's try playing something live first.
All right.
We're going to do that. We're going to play our second single, which is a song called Consequences. Came out in, I don't know,
January, I think, right?
January, something like that.
Okay.
We filmed a music video for it. We filmed music videos for all of our singles, which was fun. Yeah, we did this one at the House of Independence, right, in Asbury
all
Park.
right. And where can we find that video?
It's on our YouTube channel, which is Never the Name. No underscores in that one. It's just Never the Name. You can find this. No, I'm sorry. That's the TikTok. TikTok is just Never the Name. YouTube is also Never _ the _ name. So please go and follow, subscribe, like and subscribe, right? That's what you're supposed to say for YouTube, and watch the music videos. But we did this one at the House of Independence in Asbury Park. And, it's a song that's very personal. It goes out to anybody who is still, here. It's a song of what you would want to say to somebody who was thinking of ending it all, and that's what this song is about. So it's called Consequences, and Tom and I are going to get into it.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Please be here tomorrow. Don't leave me in sorrow. I need you to live, to know I love you and adore you. I can never stop thinking of you. Don't let the day end. Keep on trying. If you were gone, the angels would not stop trying. Believe in the sunlight. I see you shine bright. I'm asking you to stay. I'm begging you remain. Darkness is not the answer. You matter if the pain's great. I commiserate. Do not tempt fate just to get away. When the world's cold, I can be the stone till you can get strong and you can stand up on your own. Believe in the sunlight. I see you shine bright. Believe in the sunlight. And I see you shine bright. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Never the Name
Nice ending.
with the song called Consequences here on Rock On Radio. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Tom is amazing.
It's all this guy.
So now that we got some, where'd you record it?
In my basement.
Ah,
Indeed. The whole album was done right in my
Nice.
basement.
okay.
Awesome.
Economical that way.
Economically, indeed.
All right, so let's go backwards for our listeners a little bit. Tom, where are you from?
I'm originally from Bradley Beach, New Jersey.
Okay. All right. And you, sir?
I'm originally from Hillside, New Jersey.
Okay. So you're in North Jersey.
Uh-huh.
You're East Coast,
Yes, sir.
Eastern New Jersey, so to speak. So, and you met him in the other band,
And Matt Cook and the Herd.
Matt Cook
We
and
were
the Herd.
Matt Cook and the Carrots at the
Yeah,
time.
Matt Cook and the Carrots. We don't actually subscribe to being called the Herd, but Matt just keeps insisting on that.
That's so funny because I haven't seen his name. Usually I used to see his name pop up all the time, and I thought maybe he moved or
No, he's still around.
kind of put stuff down for a while.
I
But
believe he's been recording too. He might be locked up in his own
yeah,
studio.
he's locked away in his home studio, aka the playroom. That's what he calls it. Don't ask. That's what he calls it. I know.
very interesting. So, all right, wait, Tom, when you were, well, how long you been playing guitar?
Since 2005. Well, actually, I first started when I was like 6 or 7 years old in the 90s, and I didn't stick with it at the time. But fortunately, my high school was offering a beginning guitar class, so I took that when I was a freshman, 2005, and that was it for me. I was sold, and that's been my life pretty much ever since.
Excellent. So, do you remember? You have your own stuff as well, right? You write a little bit of your own stuff.
I have. I've never really put it out there. I've mostly either been like, a support guy or a band member. That's more my thing.
Okay. You remember your first gig?
My first gig. Yeah, I do remember my first gig. Yeah. It was at like a summer camp that I was going to, where a friend of mine and me, like, we were writing stuff together, and we were like, can we play our songs? Can we have like an end of the summer kind of fun gig where we play our songs and a barbecue and everything? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they threw us each like $20 and we played some songs.
Oh, that's it, man. You got a paid gig.
Yeah.
How about you, Will?
Jeez. First gig. Not counting things like this one time at band camp, which is why that line is always funny. Not counting, things like band camp or school. I mean, do school functions count?
That's a good question.
Because, my first gig was like, we used to have something called Putting on the Hits at my high school, and we would do songs. The band I was in at the time was called Oreo, because it was, two black guys and a white guy, so we called ourselves Oreo. That true story. And we would do, like Corn or something like that, because that's what we like to do. But like my first, like, real world gig, believe it or not, was at CBGB's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, the band I was in at the time called Lucid Apnea. We played at CBGB's forever ago.
Now, I can understand what you're talking about there with that whole Oreo thing, because that's better than I used to be called Token, because I was a lone white guy.
That's the token white
I was a lone white guy.
or white bread.
Or white bread. I was white bread when I used to deliver for UPS, and I'd be in the ghetto.
Oh, boy.
When I first started that, I have a buddy named Tony, and Tony went on vacation, and they sent me into his area.
On his route?
On his route.
Oh, boy.
And back then, there were no electronics. They gave you a gas station map and highlighted an area. This is where you're going to be delivering today. Really? So they sent me down there, and by the end of the week, I pretty much had it down. And Tony come back, and that night, him and I are in the turn-in, and he looks at me, and he goes, "What bread?" I said, "White bread?" He says, "That's what they're calling you on my route, man."
Oh, wow.
He goes, "You're white bread, I'm toast, man. Together we're gonna rule the Thunderdome."
That's a good
But so that's so when you said that, Oreo, it kind of made me chuckle a little bit.
Took you back.
I remember my very first gig. Not that either of you asked, but my very first
I
gig.
want to hear about it.
I know you would. That's why I'm telling you. I'm offering up. I'm embarrassing myself for the good of this show.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
As I do every week before somebody thinks that at home. Thank you. I'll get ahead of that. But actually, my very first time I ever played in front of people, my drum teacher had a band, and they were playing a picnic. And there were probably 300 or 400 people at this picnic. And he brings me up to play a song in front of people. I'm 12. I'm petrified. and thankfully it was just Twist and Shout by the Beatles, so it was nice, and the Beatles version of Twist and Shout. So it was nice.
There we go. The
Nice
Beatles
and simple.
version.
Correct. Nice and simple. Wasn't the Isley Brothers? It was,
I mean, anybody can do Ringo Starr. Don't worry about it.
yeah, anyway. So it was Twist and Shout, and I remember I refused to look up at the crowd. And to this day, I kind of have that phobia when I play out. I kind of tend to keep my head down, and even though I developed a bald spot,
Well, one has to be a priority.
Yeah, that's right. Got to put that out there. But the first gig I ever did, I was just before or just after my 14th birthday, and I did a friend of mine. I was in my very first band. We did a wedding reception. A backyard wedding. We knew about 7 tunes, and we just played them over and over and over. It was one of the guys, my band's sister, and it was a biker wedding on top of it.
Oh,
But I'll tell you what, bikers tend to like "Proud Mary" by Creedence
yeah,
Clearwater.
typically that, if I was gonna go with one, I'd go with that
That
one.
would be the one.
That'd be
yes.
the one.
But then after that, things get easier. Once you do that, things get easier. So, is there any thoughts of taking, live gigs with you guys, other than a couple like showcases or one-offs? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the
Okay.
ultimate plan is to just be one more band that consumes my time. I mean, the ultimate thing is just to be out there just as much as the rest of the bands, but it's a slow build just because of our busy schedules independently.
Right.
But we're getting there. We're rehearsing. We got the songs. We're building.
Well, you have the two of you, and who else?
Lisa
Lisa,
Lovell,
right,
who
and who
plays
else?
both guitar and keys.
Oh,
and-
okay. I didn't
and-
know she played guitar.
Yes, she plays both. And then you have the People's drummer, Joshua Van Ness.
And Josh, right? Oh, you said that earlier. Okay. Why was I thinking that's it? Just the 4 of you, right?
That's it.
All
It's
right.
a 4-piece. We
I was
just
thinking there was
we make
somebody
the
else
smallest
involved.
person in the band play 2 instruments, so she has to carry all the stuff, and we just watch.
Right.
Even the drums.
She even has to carry the drums.
Hey, equality.
Well, what was so you guys, all your little videos are really great, but you could see you have the virtual reality.
Ah, yes,
Is
that's
that your most recent one?
that is the most recent one. That's the single "Dirty." Yes,
Gotcha.
I like that one. That is a project, and I've told Tom and I've told everybody that would listen. I said, I'm very glad that I got that done. I will never do that again. It was a monster of a project to take on, and it took about 3 months.
Yeah, you basically learned how to be an animator.
I
for
learned
that
how to
video.
do it.
Yeah.
And then did it, and then I said, I'm never doing this again. I quit like twice along the way. Went as far as writing a live action music video, another live action music video, and then just doing that. All the resources, scouted them, got prices, and then I was like, all right, let me try one more time. And then I finished.
Makes it easy when I could have somebody do this.
I could have somebody else do this, but you know what? Some of the prices I was getting, I was like, I can do this myself. Just all I need is YouTube and some open source websites. I'm good.
There you go. If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Will and Tom of Never the Name. Let's do some more music.
Sure.
What you want to do?
We can do
Wanna
our
go
first
live, or you
single.
wanna-
Actually, since we're talking about Dirty, let's play Dirty.
Okay.
Play dirty. Down dirty.
Well, I see. So, do you want to preface this in any way?
So Dirty is our third and most recent single. We do have a music video for it, which we were just talking about is an animated virtual reality style video. So please watch that. That took a lot of time and effort. So give it a watch. But it is one of my favorite tracks because it features our very own Mr. Tom Bryant delivering a shredding solo that will melt your face. So please hold on to it when we get to that part. Okay? And it's just about, the song itself is about, those people who tend to think you are a fool, and you're like, you're not getting by on me. I see you for who you are.
There you
And
go.
that's it.
Never the Name.
Acting like a brand new toy. You wanna play me, but not with me, call me Game Boy. 'Cause you claim to fame, to face, you make me slave, everybody was hate. I'm going to the top like an elevator. You wanna play me 'cause you're just another hater. So I don't care.
There we go. Never the Name here
Yummy.
on Rock On Radio. What are your websites, social media? How do we find you?
So you can find us on the socials. We do not do Facebook, so don't look for us there. But we are on Instagram at never_the_name. We are also on YouTube, which you can see the music videos, including Dirty, which we just heard and just spoke about at never_the_name. And you can find us on the controversial platform known as TikTok at just never the name with no underscores. And that's where you can find us.
See, there's the controversy.
Every band's
the
got to
odd
have some
one.
controversy and scandal. We're also on the Spotify's and the Apple Musics and everywhere else you can listen to our music. It's all on the streamings.
Well, fortunately for you guys, and for you, I guess, as well, because how many bands are you in, Tom?
It's a good question, actually.
It's subject to
I guess
interpretation.
I'm a permanent primary member in 3 bands. I want to say 3.
Okay, Never the Name, and who else?
I am a member of Josh Zuckerman's band. He says hi,
Oh,
by the
no
way,
kidding.
as well as Paul Galzewski.
Oh, how
They say
about
hi.
Nice.
And
Hello, Josh.
I am a member in Matt Cook's band, Matt Cook and the Herd.
And Matt. Okay, all right. So those 3, and you have the extensions and Hanson and
Never the Name and Matt Cook.
the Name of Matt Cook. So you have one more than he does. So, but for the 4 between the 2 of you, you have
2 bands in common.
2 bands in common, and
He also will occasionally, if we get more like that, fills in with Brian Hanson band. He's done that before too.
okay.
I've
So
been known to fill in here and there. Yeah.
So essentially, not only do you have the Never the Name social media and the ability, but you can be tagged in all those other projects as well.
You can find us a lot of places.
Correct. Now, I guess the reason why I ask that and go in that direction is, are you? Does that help you promote the things you want to promote? Because you have so many options to at and tag and hashtag and so on and so forth.
I mean, to some degree, I don't necessarily, cross promote if that will. I don't. We can talk about all of the bands that we're in, but it's not like I'm gonna be on stage with Brian Hanson band and be like, hey, by the way, go follow Never the Name. I typically don't do that. But yeah, the bands all interact to some degree. Somebody actually suggested one show. They was like, we should do one show, and it should be Never the Name, Matt Cook, Brian Hanson band, and the extensions. And I'm like, do you want me to be exhausted by the end of the night? I'm like, that's a lot of bass play.
True.
I'm like, how about no? I'll pass on that one, but I appreciate the suggestion.
Well, and that's kind of where I was going with that, because once you're in one, all right, and I'll take, for example, your drummer, Josh.
Yes.
And like I said, kind of like Matt Cook, I don't know if the algorithm changed or what, but I haven't seen anything that Joshua has posted on any social media in, gosh, I don't know how long.
He's very active. It must be your algorithm.
When I was talking about the Ocean Avenue Stompers, I interviewed the gentleman who I can't remember. I could look it up in a second, but anyway, he was saying how he started. Remember Jones, right? And I know Joshua
He's
did
the drummer for
some
Remember
tours
Jones,
with them,
yeah.
and I know that he plays with
The WAG.
the WAG, and
Yep.
I know that he plays with so many other people.
Correct.
And it was always so busy when he was doing gigs with this one, and he always promoted it. And if I'm going to see the WAG, and I'm like, oh, that's the drummer from Remember Jones. Oh, that's the drummer from Never the Name. Oh, that's the drummer from. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you kind of weave a social media web of
Yeah.
sorts.
Yeah, no, I get that. That happens.
Because in today's, I always liken it, and I don't think I'm off here. I always liken it to white noise. because there's so much out there. There's so many bands out there. So many
You're
people.
just trying to stand out.
Well, how do you stand out? So I guess any amount of something as simple as, oh, I recognize that drummer,
Yeah.
can be the difference between people coming to see you and not coming to see
I've
you.
noticed that a lot of the people that are following Never the Name, because that's still the baby project, we haven't broken, 500 followers yet. We're getting closer, but haven't even broken that. So if you're listening, follow Never the Name. We can get there. But I noticed that some of the people are following. I'm like, I don't know who this is, and I'm grateful for every person that follows. But then I'll look, and I'm like, oh, they're friends with Joshua. They're friends with Lisa. They're friends with Tom. There's the one guy, the doctor. He's found us through Tom, and he became a really big, fan and supporter, Dr. D. And even had me on his podcast and all this, and he's promoted our music video for Consequences a lot because of the meaning behind it, and that's the type of thing, like that cross band, cross platform thing. It even extends as far as real life, and depending on what region I'm in. Like if Name-Hanson band is playing down near Asbury Park, that's really, for lack of a better term, extensions territory. So if we're Name-Hanson band's playing down there, people will be like, hey, aren't you a bass player for the Extensions? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the bass player for the Extensions as well. But tonight, I'm here with Name-Hanson band. They're like, cool, look forward to seeing it. And I'm like, great. And then they stick around and they hang out. And they're like, I like this too. So it works that way. And that's a good thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because in today's day and age, you remember when the pandemic hit.
I think I remember that.
And
a little bit, vaguely.
Okay,
You want to forget
vaguely is personally, I'd rather forget the whole thing. But you remember that spawned the era of Facebook Live and Zoom and
TikTok
and Google Meet and all this other kind of stuff.
It's like that stuff
right?
existed, but it wasn't that popular.
Right.
Playing on your couch.
And I saw entirely too many people's kitchens and cats on counters and books that needed to be put away and dirty dishes, and it became like white noise, because all of a sudden, the first few Facebook Live videos I saw, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, they're doing that again, except now they have a virtual tip jar.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, and then you couldn't, for lack of a better phrase, swing a dead cat without hitting somebody's doing something from their couch. And it just became so hard. It went from being a novelty to
this is
clutter.
The norm. This is the way of life. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, oh, man, I don't want to watch this again. I don't want to see her again. I don't want to see him again. Where's the new stuff? Yeah. And just like Spotify, one of the things we talk about on this program often is the fact that there are, what did Marzano say, 70-some thousand
65,000, but even that was way back when.
New
Now it's
songs a
almost
day
100,000.
uploaded to Spotify. In this day and age, how do you stand out? How do you make people want to listen to Never the Name?
I have not figured that out, but I'm trying.
Hope, pray.
That's right.
I am sure trying. You know how? You come on, Rock on Radio
That's
with
right.
Danny and Claire, and maybe you get some good people to follow you. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Correct.
You gotta share it out there.
That's right. If you had a good time, let everybody know. If you didn't, tell me.
I came back, didn't I?
That's true.
That's it.
There's
You
a-
I
did.
was like, you want to come back?
There's a quote too. I'm paraphrasing, but Dave Grohl said that it all comes down to the song, and it speaks to the name. Never the name. It's never the name. It's the music. If you have a song that says something, and if it's authentic and it's true to you, and it's a good song, put it out there. See what happens.
There you go.
Of course, Dave Grohl says that off the success of Nirvana and
Dave
playing
Grohl
100,000
is up here saying
seat
that.
arenas. Yeah, but but you're right, Bob. My good friend, God rest his soul, Bullet Bob Liebner, who used to own the Colts Neck Custom Shop, had a band. And his album, his one and only album, was called "It's All About the Song."
Yeah.
And,
title.
Bullet Bob and the Colts, and that was the title cut. And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about you. You need to be able to touch people's psyche in some way, whether it's happy, sad, something that makes them dance, hum,
Yeah.
you know. And if you can't write that, then you're not going to have much success. I don't care how much white noise is or isn't there.
Exactly.
It's like they say, a good song is timeless. It connects with people. Period.
And that's the truth, because when you sit back, and I don't know if this is, and I'm going to throw Claire a softball here. I don't know if this is because I'm just that old guy that tells you to get off his lawn now,
Oh,
or if I'm,
I don't need to do that.
or if it's that I've been around so much. But anybody that I speak with from probably the age 50 to 70, let's say, which is even older than me. Yes, thank you. So they all say the same thing. The music today is written but not sustainable.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is, when I was a kid, you had the Stones, you had Zeppelin, you had Clapton, you had John Denver, you had Bread, you had Bachman Turner Overdrive, you had Motown, songs that were written in the 60s, 1960s. Thank you.
I don't have to say anything.
that to this day people know.
Yes.
I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm friendly with Diana Ross's daughter,
Oh, okay.
and she sent me Rhonda Ross. Yeah. So I had to think there for a second. I'm thinking, is that right? Anyway, she gave me a couple of tickets because she was opening for her mother at the State Theater.
Oh, very nice.
And so they kind of came about last minute. So I took my son, and my son's like, "Dad, I don't know any of these songs." I said, "Right now, your mother would smack you."
Yeah.
I said, "You were raised on this stuff, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So she starts off with "I'm Coming Out." Oh, I know that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Then she goes into "Come See About Me." Oh, I know that
that.
one.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And he just kept every time. Oh, I know this one too. No kidding.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
But I can't speak of a band that I know where 40, 50 years later, is going to have that same type of effect. Now, again, it could be because I'm old, or it could be
Most likely.
because I can't imagine 9 Inch Nails at a wedding reception. I don't know.
It
You know what I mean?
happens.
It does.
Time will tell.
It does.
It's true.
I mean,
It
at this
really
point,
does.
in all fairness, Nine Inch Nails has been around a long time.
They have,
That's
actually.
true.
They have. It's
My
bands
nephew,
like that.
My nephew actually turned me on to 9 Inch Nails years ago when he was probably in his 20s, late 20s. Of course, he also took me to see Guar
I saw them
and
recently.
Floggy Molly. Guar?
I did.
No kidding. Where?
Yeah. What was it? Jones Beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they opened for. Believe it or not, they opened.
They opened?
Yes, for Mudvayne.
Oh.
So I went and saw Mudvayne, and I was like, "Wow, I'm actually seeing Guar right now."
Have they calmed down any?
No, not at all. It was graphic, and there was blood, and props and animatronics, and fire, and it was awesome.
Typical Guar show. Guar.
Not calmed down one bit.
We went to see them at City Garbage. City Gardens. City Gardens in Trent. Guar.
Wow.
He's like, no, you can't wear that. He's like, you got to put on some T-shirt you don't care about, man.
Yeah.
They drew
'Cause
paint
if
all
you're
over
close
the.
enough,
Oh yeah.
that blood was getting you.
Oh yeah. Correct. Let's do some more music.
All right, we're gonna do some more music. Let's double check something, Tom. Give me that. Give me some tunes. Give me that G. D. We'll go on right down.
Well, while they're tuning up, I will
That means we like you.
say, you tune because you care. I know. June 5th is the next Rock On Radio happy hour at the Nottingham Tavern, located at 9 Mercer Street in Hamilton Square, New Jersey. And the band the duo that will be providing the music is JT Rocks.
No, nice.
7 to 9 p.m. at the Nottingham Tavern. So if you want to stop out on June 5th and say hi, I have T-shirts to give away. I have lottery tickets, treats from SDM Creations. Tyndall Road sponsors the last giveaway of the evening.
Nice.
So I've got some Tyndall Road merch. Come check us out at the Nottingham Tavern. June 5th, 7 to 9, and then karaoke with Super Dave Curtis from 9:30 till close. So what do you have for us there, Will?
All right, so we're going to perform our debut single. It's called Quasimodo's Love Note. Once again, there's a music video for it. So please check that out, and Tom and I are going to get into it. And this song is for anyone who has ever been victim to the shiny, pretty people. That's what we like to call them, the people who hide behind their appearance or their position or whatever to get away with all of the nonsense while trying to bring you down along the way. And it's called Quasimodo's Love Note, and it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, and... Once upon a midnight dreary, you were standing oh too near me. I told you I don't like your face, plus your words are so lame. I thought I told you step off, get out my face, poof, be gone. The circus just got to town, so put on your makeup, you clown. Your smile is so fake, keep grinning when your teeth will break. Every time you open your mouth, I roll my eyes out loud. I wrote you this letter about the lies you tell, and I signed it at the bottom with P.S. Go to hell. La ta 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 da. La ta 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 da. You're building up a pedestal of nonsense that you stand upon. You think you're so beautiful, but man, you cannot be more wrong. Your worship of a criminal, pathetic, delusional, abysmal, and so dismal. It's amazing, you're so cynical. A son of a gun with a simple tongue. You think that you're the son, a treacherous mess on oral abscess, dumb, diddly dumb. You'd go on down my leg and then you tell me it was vain, so you better start to pray, cause I tell you I'm not playing. Oh, I thought I told you step on, get out my face, poof, be gone. The way you stick to your lies, the way cold sticks to ice. Avoid correction with misdirection. Don't look there, look here to see my perfection. Start a fight, hand in empty house. Every time you open your mouth, I wrote you this letter about the lies you tell, and I signed it at the bottom with P.S. Go to hell. Timber, 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 'cause you always fall turn around, ducking, getting dizzy from all the backstabbing. Oh no. I turn around, ducking, getting dizzy from all the backstabbing. You lie.
Never the Name here on Rock on Radio. Nice cold ending. That's two. You guys like the cold endings as opposed to the.
Sometimes you just gotta stop.
That's it. It's funny because it's like the shock value when you do. Man.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. Fantastic. Now,
I like the shock value.
So
That's why
are
the
you-
second verse you start off with a rap and they're like, what?
Which is awesome.
fantastic. So who was your when you were young? Who'd you listen to? What?
The Jackson 5. Easy
Okay.
question. Easy answer. Yep.
Nice.
When you mentioned Motown, I was like, I know all about that.
Uh-huh.
My parents listened to a lot of the Motown era and jazz too. So Diana Ross, I heard plenty of artists like Patti LaBelle, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, all of that. But obviously, and this just goes to show how my perspective as a kid was distorted. Then there was the Jackson 5. I was like, oh, they're kids like me. And my parents are like, funny thing about that, that guy dancing around a cemetery in a red jacket talking about Thriller? Yeah, that's the same person. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, that's old. This is current. I'm like, wow. He's still performing. But yeah, that was it for me. It was the Jackson 5.
Here's when he was black, and here's when he was mixed.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But then it was like, I started listening to other things because of the people around me. I have an older sister, so then I got things like which interestingly enough was like the current version of the Jackson 5 at the time, New Edition. And then my cousins would introduce me to things that from the hip hop side, which I never really gravitated towards, but I started learning about, your Public Enemy and your NWA and your LL Cool J, Naughty by Nature, who were from Jersey, things like that. Run DMC, all of that good stuff. Yep, even the Beastie Boys. I would listen to all of that stuff, and then years later, my mom signed me up for band camp, and this one time at band camp, I had to learn about Metallica and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bush, and those were the first three bands I heard, and I was like, oh, that's who these people are. Yeah. And then that just flipped a switch, and here we are.
Nice. So who do you listen to now?
I am all over the map. I mean, you go on my phone and you pick a playlist, and I've got one for every type of music, including, jazz and classical and country. I've got it all. But most recently I listen to a lot of The Warning, which is the rock band of three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico. I listen to a lot of Corey Wong a lot lately. I've been listening to him, from Wolfpack and the Fearless Flyers. Dirty Loops, a Swedish band, really, really cool band. And I'm not listening to too much mainstream. I've gone back and started listening to Primus again. So we're just going backwards and stuff like that.
Les Claypool,
I'm telling you. And I'm really all over the map. But for like your classic or well-known bass players, I'm still listening to Jocko and Marcus Miller and Victor Wooten and people like that. And so that's what I listen to. But it's all over the map, trust me.
So with all of that various stuff, how does that affect your songwriting?
That means I can draw from anything, and whatever genre it falls in, I don't care. If I like it, it goes on the album. So to some degree, when you hear the full album, you'll be like, oh, okay, you hear that last song, which is the first song on the album, and then it just goes somewhere else for track 2. Dirty is track 3. It goes somewhere else for track 4. Consequences is track 5. And then it's somewhere else for track 6. And then there's track 7, which, to my understanding, you guys actually have.
Yeah,
So,
this is do tell us about that one.
So track number 7 is a song called Destiny. It is an interesting little tale, and I'll try to keep the short version of it. So the Never the Name that you know here is actually Never the Name 2.0. The original Never the Name was a band I started way back in the early 2000s, and I wrote the songs for that, and we had our drummer was like, well, I want to write a song. And I said, okay, write the song. And he wrote the song, and then we performed it once, and then he realized he didn't, really have a voice for that. And he was like, all right, we're never doing that again. I was like, all right, you want to do it? I said, we're going to let you do it. And then our bass player was like, well, if he wrote a song, I'm going to write a song, because at the time I played guitar. And he was like, well, if he wrote a song, I'm going to write a song. And we did that song, and it was the silliest but most fun song. I had so much fun with that song. And then my girlfriend at the time, she goes, well, I'm going to write a song. And I was like, sure, baby, whatever you say. And then, you fast forward maybe a week or so, and she calls me. And she's like, you in your room? And I'm like, yeah, you called my room phone, which, by the way, at the time was anchored to a wall. That's the type of phone it was. With a cord, that's the type of phone it was. And she's like, you got your guitar? And I'm like, always. And she's like, get your guitar. She hummed the melody of this song. She went, da, da, da. And I opened up Notepad on probably what was Windows 95 or something at the time and typed out all of the lyrics that she gave me. And she gave me the melody and all of the lyrics. And she said, I don't have the music for the chorus. Can you write that? I said, I'll write that. And she said, and I don't have that middle part. What's it called? I said, a bridge. And she's like, yeah, write that part. But the melody of the song and the lyrics, she wrote. And, that's my girlfriend at the time, my ex-girlfriend, as I like to call her. But, I kept the song, and don't worry about it. I kept her, too. I just upgraded her. She's now my wife. Aww. But I like to call her my ex-girlfriend. And she wrote this song, and just to be transparent in the humor of it, it is about a John who falls in love with a prostitute and thinks he can save her from a life on the streets. That is what the song is about.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, thank you, love. This is a beautiful song. And then the only other thing I told her, as I said, yeah, but the way you wrote it is slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the intro the way you wrote it, and then I'm going to speed it up. Is that cool with you? She's like, cool. I said, all right, we're good. And that is the story of Destiny.
Nice.
Now, is this a premiere, or is that other?
This is an exclusive world premiere. The album will come out on the 21st, but Destiny has never been heard or performed. It is not a single, but you're all going to hear it first here on Rock On Radio.
She stands for that man that passes by.
as a drummer, I love those type of
So
things.
cool.
Time signatures.
You immediately jumped on it. He's like, 3 different time signatures within the first.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
A little bit of nice little progressive rock touch in
There
there.
you
a little
go.
bit. If you're just tuning in where you've been, this is Rock on Radio. It's almost over. I'm here with Will and Tom of the Never the Name. There we go. Correct. So how about you, Tom, man? What did you listen to growing up?
The first band I ever fell in love with was the Beatles. It was all Beatles all the time for me.
Okay.
And then from there, I got into just all the classics, Stones, Steely Dan, Eagles, Clapton, all that, and as well as all the lovely bands that Will mentioned earlier.
Nice. See?
Yep. That's why Tom and I would gel.
It's good parenting right there, man, between the two. You guys. Your parents did you proud.
They did. Make sure we had the right foundation to be musicians.
So websites and everything again?
Yeah, sure. Never the Name is on Instagram and YouTube at never_the_name. And we are on TikTok at Never the Name. That's where you can find us for now. We're on all of the streaming stuff. It's out there. And you can also put the music up on YouTube. But most importantly, when you're on YouTube, watch those music videos. We got 3, Quasimodo's Love Note, Consequences, and the very time-consuming Dirty.
Which we shared out. Actually, I shared out to you on Insta so that you could share it out
Lovely.
on Rock on Radio.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yes. Because
So-
I can't share it on Facebook because somebody.
Because somebody had no life.
Well, I shared it from your personal one to Rock on Radio's Facebook. So
All right. There
I
you
did do that.
Oh, now I'm going to get
That's right. It's your
Poison.
responsibility.
yeah.
Oh, your poison.
So
right.
you guys-
I may be hacked. I don't know what's going on here.
Do you have any gigs with any of the bands coming up that you want to talk about?
So yeah, Never the Name is still in progress for shows, but yeah, I don't mind sharing some things going on with some of the other bands. We can talk about, let's see, what is that nifty band that I'm in? The Extensions. They'll be playing on Friday, May 23rd. Look at that. This week is
Memorial Day
just
weekend.
full of it. We
Right,
got
you guys
everything.
busy couple weeks over
This
there.
we got everything going on in these next few days. But on Friday we'll be at Prototype 237 in Paterson, New Jersey.
Nice.
And the very next day, the Extensions once again, we will be at the Madison Performing Arts Center. And that's where you can see the Extensions.
Excellent.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
Can, you can also catch the Josh Zuckerman Trio on Sunday, May 18th at Freehold Porch Fest on Main Street in Freehold.
Nice.
And you can also catch me with the Dakota Deal Duo on Friday, May 23rd at Beach Walk Bar in Seabright. And then on Saturday, May 24th, you can catch us at Deal Lake Bar Company.
Nice.
Deal Lake Bar Company. Where is that?
It's
Deal.
technically Interlaken, right across the bridge on the north side of Asbury Park.
Is that the old lake house? Is that what it's called now?
I'm not sure if that's where the old lake house was. I know
Used
where
to
the
be-
new lake house is. I'm not sure where the old one was.
Right there, as soon as you go over the bridge.
Could be the same spot then, maybe. Yeah,
The railroad tracks right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It used to be McGillicuddy's Lake House years ago.
Oh, okay.
Then it became something Lake House,
Didn't know that.
and maybe it is the same place. I'm not sure.
They have electricity back then.
Yes, they had electricity. Unlike Reds in Clarksdale, who had no electricity.
Yeah. The Transformers blew.
But
That was
Oh,
good.
boy.
now, what's your your own personal site so people can find out about you, Tom?
So I don't have a website yet, but you can find me on Instagram at tbryant1. That's TBRI as an island, ANT1, and
Okay.
Facebook, all that stuff.
Brian with an
Facebook.
I.
As Island.
That's right.
I like Island. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Well, there's Brian with a Y and Bryant with an I. So.
Right.
Should I say igloo or something else instead?
You can say whatever you want, sir.
All right.
I like Island.
All right. I'm going to stick with it.
Nice.
So, how much time we have left, Claire? 1 minute? Oh, okay.
One of us.
So,
One and some.
quickly, what is the end game for the Never the Name?
The end game, put this album out and do some shows and do some touring behind it. We want to get out on the road, and hopefully that's where you'll find us.
Yay.
Excellent.
Woohoo.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience with the
With Lemmy?
with Lemmy.
Lemmy.
And I'm gonna talk to him. I really am. I have to get some Rocco Radio candles and do a seance.
Oh, fun.
boy.
I
one
won't
of
be
them
there.
one of them there seances, and we'll summon him up. But
I think
I
we
don't
just
think I've
did.
seen a look on his face like that.
I think we just did.
But with the phone calls and everything tonight, thanks a lot, man. May 21st, the album drops.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Check it
and
out.
it is called
Millennial Boomer Consumer.
Millennial Boomer Consumer, and it'll be available
Everywhere.
Fantastic. Tom, it was good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you as well, sir.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I had
Great to be
brown
back.
hair the last time you came on.
So did I.
Ouch. Ouch.
Some gray's coming in now.
Next week, we have the Beagles
Enjoy.
and Joy here on Rock On Radio. So until then,
Rock on!